I'm ready for the mango?
Yeah.
Alright.
Wait. Let me get my game set up.
Okay, you want your game to be on there?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I fell asleep. Wait, do an update. Sketchy. Wait, I'm not ready.
Okay.
I'll tell you when to take the picture.
Okay.
That's the dogfish. No.
Actually, since you have an idea what the photo is, I'll ask you to take the photo. So if you look right here, you could zoom out, you could zoom in or zoom out. 0.7 is zoom out, and those are zoom in.
Okay. Wait, we gotta wait. You know, for a second.
You like that?
Yeah.
What do you think the post should be?
Steely is trying to eat mango while playing.
Sealy or Smalley?
Smiley is trying to eat the mango.
Is trying to eat the mango.
And trying to play Plants vs. Zombies.
And trying to play Plants versus Zombies. Exclamation point.
So hard.
And it is so hard.
To play and eat.
To play and eat. So like that?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's funny. All right, screen needs to be off, my friend.
Here's rotation.
Well, oh, that's not. You can watch that after. There we go. They're in X.
For everyone.
For everyone. 2. All right, confusion and Lystria.
Bravo.
There's a man sitting in Lystria who was unable to use his feet. He had been lame from his mother's womb, and he had never walked. He heard Paul speaking, and Paul looked hard at him and saw that. Oh, we read that before. Down.
Have we?
Mm-hmm. Read that. Read that. The whole company, so remember, they were at the council saying, do you need to be more Jewish to accept Jesus as king, as your messianic rule? The whole company was silent and listened to Barnabas and Paul describing the signs and wonders which God had done through them among the Gentiles. After they had finished, James replied, my dear brothers, so here Paul and Barnabas is describing all the work that Jesus is doing through them, through the Gentiles, through the non-Jews. My dear brothers, he said, listen to me. Simon has explained how, at the beginning, God graciously favored the Gentiles to take from them a people for his own name. This indeed is in accordance with the words of the prophets, which say, after this I will return, and will rebuild the tabernacle of David which had collapsed. And I will build the ruins again and set them straight, so that the rest of the human race may seek the Lord, and all the nations upon whom my name has been called. Thus says the Lord, who has made these things known from of old. So James says, look how Simon, so remember that's Barnabas' original name, right?
Yeah.
God graciously favored Gentiles, and so to make even the Gentiles people of his own name, which is actually like how the Jewish people at the time will say there are people after the name of God, after God's own name, after Yahweh's own name. Mm-hmm. And so then here is the word of the prophets. And this is like prophetic saying about making all the nations pretty much bow towards the Lord. Therefore, this is my judgment. We should not cause extra difficulties for those of the Gentiles who have turned to God, Rather, we should send them a message warning them to keep away from things that have been polluted by idols, from fornication, from what has been strangled, and from blood. Moses, after all, has from ancient times had people proclaiming him from city to city, since he is read in the synagogues Sabbath after Sabbath. All right. What's this?
Something.
One of the difficult. Yeah. This is the rest of this part, and this is the next part.
Why is it so short?
All right, my friends, if you are just joining, we find hope in the story of Jesus, and right now we're going through the testaments of pretty much people living in the death and resurrection after. And so welcome, my friends. We're going through the work of Tom Wright called New Testament for Everyone, specifically in the book of Acts. You can just look it up if you're curious what the heck we're reading.
I like the project in mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So funny.
One of the difficulties about living in the new European Union, I realize that this remark may be out of date as soon as it's written, since new.
Back.
Okay. Also, hydrate, my friend. Oh, one of the difficulties about living in the new European Union, I realize that this remark may be out of date as soon as it's written, since new proposals come forward every few weeks, but the general truth still stands, is that there are at least 4 different attitudes towards law, towards constitutional matters, and towards the responsibilities of citizens under the law and under constitutions within Europe as a whole. Running the risk of substantial caricatures, we could label them like this. The Greeks and Italians may be glad that a new law has been passed, though there ought to be a law on such matters. They themselves have no intention of keeping it, of course, but it's useful to have it on the statute books just in case. The Germans, however, coming from a strong philosophical tradition where things are thought out from first principles, pass laws and expect them to be enforced. How else can you run a society efficiently? The French. Well, perhaps I had better not comment about the French. But we British, well, we tend to favor the attitude brilliantly summarized in the recent popular work of sociology. What do we want? Gradual change. When do we want it? In due course. How you keep those different attitudes to laws and constitutions together under one roof is something the politicians are still working at. The phrase sack of ferrets, which one of my friends sometimes uses to describe an awkward group of clergy, comes unbidden to mind. But we should note that often when people discuss theological controversies, they assume a basically German approach. Once something has been discussed, agreed, and settled, that ought to be that. No ifs and buts, no clever exception clauses. If it's right, it's right, and we must put it into practice, no matter what anyone feels. And without making any kind of a case for a Greek, Italian, or a British solution, still less a French one, to a theological problem that faced the conference in Jerusalem. I think we need to loosen our grip on the somewhat rigid either-or approach which has so often been adopted. Basically, James and the conference as a whole were clear on 2 things. First, the law should not be imposed on Gentile converts. Second, they should be told that they had better keep some significant bits of it just in case. Get it? No. Well, let's come at it from the side and see what happens. So isn't that funny? So first James says they shouldn't be keeping the laws. They shouldn't be like super Jewish. But then actually don't eat blood. Just keep some of it just in case, to make sure that you got things right.
Yeah.
First, though, a word about this character, James. We have met him only once before in this book, when Peter, about to go underground for a Judas's time. Is that how you say that word? Oh, you know what? I need to have this open.
Judicious.
Judicious, I got it. Challenge are done with good judgment or sense. Okay. James? Okay. About to go underground for a judicious time, tells the assembled church to tell James what has happened. He can't mean James, the brother of John, because he's just been killed, and there seems no reason for him to single out James, son of Alphaeus, one of the 12. He must mean this James, James, the brother of Jesus himself. James, like Jesus' other brothers, had not believed in him or followed him during Jesus' public career. But Jesus had appeared to him in a special and separate occasion. After his resurrection, yeah, you gotta go, hey, Corey, I'm getting up. Pause. Thanks, friend. Unless you want me to talk so loud that you can hear. But Jesus had appeared to him in a special and separate occasion after his resurrection, and James had become part of the young church. Are you still around? Oh, you're all the way outside. Oh, wait. Let's put some music on, because I like some background music. I don't know about you, but I like to feel the dub. I like the bit tunes.
That's what I said to that thing.
Like my new extension cord?
Nice.
Compact power pack.
Nice.
That's it?
Oh, you got that in one of the leftover vehicles?
That's not my
Nice.
$1 bill. And I was like, it was a truck that I got the AirPods out of, or the car.
Uh-huh.
And I was just like, I glanced in one of the sides of the seat, and I looked at the other one. I was like, I might as well check both. Look at the other one, $100 bill sitting right there. And I
Score.
was like, no. I grabbed it to make sure it was.
Yeah, that's a score.
For nothing. I dare you to use it.
The megaphone, you have to plug it in? Oh, it runs via batteries? Oh my gosh. A megaphone?
Use it in the noise bedtime.
Oh, dude.
That was so annoying.
And it's got the connector, this thing.
Yeah. Is that a power connector? Oh, that. Oh. Oh, man.
Use it at Curry when he's in bed.
Oh, hello. You don't hold this into your mouth. You hold this.
Yeah, that's nice. That's quite the loot grab.
Okay, let's leave.
You ready to read? Alright.
Dude, and I grabbed I didn't get to bring them home yet. Dude, I got like a bucket full of tools.
Nice.
Like nice crescent wrenches and stuff. Just tools are probably over.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes you find power tools, so it's like electric power tools and stuff.
There you go.
If you get a Dremel, let me know because I want to use it. A Dremel,
It's like a
mini drill.
yeah, it's a drill to make tiny holes.
Okay, sure.
Right? Did I get that right? It's a drill to make tiny holes?
Well, let me show you.
And I've seen the bits. That's where I make that assumption that you can make tiny holes with it. Hmm.
That could. Not just for drilling holes. You can also do this with a drill.
Nice.
I don't know what these are for though.
Okay. You let me continue reading?
Yeah.
Alright friends, if you're just joining, gosh, we find hope in the story of Jesus and the scripture that is revealed about him. And so we're always wrestling that out in our lives. So we're going to the work of called New Testament for Everyone by Tom Wright. Just look it up if you're heckin' curious what that is. We're right now in the book of Acts. And we just read the scripture, going through a commentary which helps explain like what we just read. So ready for me to continue? Alright. James, like Jesus' other brothers, had not believed in him or followed him during Jesus' public career. But Jesus had appeared to him in a special and separate occasion after his resurrection, and James had become part of the young church, then a prominent member, then perhaps after Peter's brush with disaster, the natural leader. Even though he wasn't one of the 12, in fact, when Paul is describing his early visits to Jerusalem and Galatians, he refers to him as one of the so-called pillars. And it is from James, according to Paul, that certain people from Jerusalem to Antioch to insist on circumcision for Gentile converts. James, by all accounts, became far and away the most prominent leader in the first generation of Christianity, staying at the center of a worldwide movement. Worldwide movements. Once we step back from the heavy concentration on Paul we find in Acts, this becomes clear.
So, the good thing about it is a Dremel. So, you can do this also for drill. Again, it's a drill. But I can't do much of it because you can't get like all of the angles. Because that's like, it's not like straight. And the reason why a Dremel is so good, it's because like, you can get so much different angles.
Nice.
You can't just go like, if a drill, go sideways, go down. You can't do all angles. But if a Dremel, you can do all the angles. And I'm very fast to sander.
Oh.
Because it's kind of like a belt sander, but it's smaller thing. He has a small, you'll be holding it.
Nice.
Okay, maybe.
Okay. And quite probably the author of the New Testament letter that bears his name. So there is a book of James. Yep, and that tradition thinks that says that it is actually the brother of Jesus who wrote the book of James. Yep, I am a big evil, I guess, cyberpunk.
That is looking at you like he wants to eat you.
Nom 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 nom. Nom 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 nom. Ow. Alright. As time went on, he acquired a reputation even among those Jews who resolutely refused to believe in Jesus for great piety and devotion. One later legend says that he spent so much time on his knees praying for his people.
Wait, keep reading. And even you can reset. But look, when you turn your head, when you're going this way, it goes that way, but when you go back, it's just like...
Cool. Alright.
And then he's like, what are you doing?
When you look over at the screen and you turn red, but when you're looking at the reading, then it turns blue.
That's cool.
Okay, wait.
That his knees became hardened like camels' knees. So there's a legend that says that James spent so much time on his knees praying that his knees became hardened like camels' knees. He was eventually killed by some zealots in AD 62. At least he did not live to see the awful days of the war and the siege and destruction of his beloved city. So James' judgment, summing up the debate and its result, is extremely important. He begins by picking up what Peter has said, referring to Peter as Simeon, which may be Luke's way of indicating that the debate was conducted in Aramaic. and emphasizing that what counts is the grace of God. But then, crucially, he cites a biblical passage which sums up so much of the theology, both of Acts and of Paul, when the house of David was been reestablished, and the Gentiles will come flocking in to share in the blessing that will follow. That's cool. So that Old Testament, so Charlie, that Old Testament passage that we read, right?
Yeah.
It's talking about when the house of David has been reestablished. So Jesus, through his death and resurrection, through his kingdom, him going up on the cross is like his kingdom, right? It's going that reestablished the royalty of King David's family, because Jesus is from the line of David.
I think of when Jesus goes on the cross. It makes me think I was praying for a city, kind of.
That's the way I look at it, but also look at it like he's being crowned king.
Of a city, too.
Yeah, of the world.
Yeah, the world, especially city.
And so they're saying that when Jesus, who's in the line of David, gets crowned king, then the Gentiles will come flocking in to share in the blessings that will follow. So anyone else outside of the Jewish family will also share in the blessing of the Jewish Messiah. Isn't that cool? This passage, you want me to continue reading? Okay. This passage from the end of the prophet Amos follows hard on the heels of the warning about God's judgment on his own people, a judgment so severe that Israel's own election is downgraded to merely one example among many of what God has done with various peoples. But once the house of David that has collapsed was restored, and James, like all early Christians, believed as a first principle that was what had happened through Jesus being established as Messiah by his resurrection, then not only will the nations come flocking in, but Israel itself will be restored. James goes for the center of the passage and draws the conclusion that the Gentiles are indeed welcome as they are, on the basis of God's grace and with faith in Jesus as their only badge of membership. That, however, is the point at which the rigid application school would say, that's been decided, so the Mosaic law is a dead duck. So let's hear no more of it. A dead duck.
I'm like, wait, why did they kill ducks?
So it's just saying that, like, if you go way too hard on trying to say that the law is done for, it's like saying the law is like a dead duck, just useless kind of thing, done for. By saying there's actually the other thing where, so let's go deeper into that. That is all very well. Two initial comments. First, there was nothing wrong with the Mosaic law itself. And so here is Tom Wright defending the Mosaic law, saying was nothing wrong with it. But we still, there's still goodness in it. Even though we don't have to follow it rigidly,
it's still good to follow.
It's still good to meditate on it. And to live out,
that was at biblical time.
Well,
but here, the government's like, no, you can't do that. If you do too much of it, you're basically done.
So pretty much, I will say what Jesus says. Yeah. The law says, do not murder. Jesus actually goes deeper and says, do not even think of anger against your brother. Do not even think angry, evil intent. Do not even think about killing your own brother.
Or punching him.
Yeah, don't even think of it.
Or like this.
Yeah, don't even think of it. Yeah, well, it like Jesus even goes deeper about the law. It's called axioms. See that word? Axioms. And so all the laws can be boiled down to just these truths. Like, do not even have anger at your heart against your brother. And so we actually look at the deeper truth, and that's what the purpose of the Holy Spirit is to...
Do not murder. That's still bad. I don't even think about going at this.
But
pretend this is your friend. Pretend this is your friend.
Well, that's why I was like, yes, the law says do not murder, and good that you haven't murdered, but Jesus even goes one step deeper, and he goes to the axioms of the law. He says, actually, do not even think with angry intentions at your brother. So don't even look at your seal, and not right now I'm not thinking of smashing baby seals. And so, and that's why we gotta meditate how Jesus applied the law. So like the law is actually really good because it points to a deeper axiom reality. Do you see my point?
Wait, she always gets that.
What's up? What's your quick question, my friend?
If smash and mash mean the same thing, but they're basically the same word, then what's the point of making mash a word and smash into a different thing?
Well, I know.
That's a good question. Words are like.
Which are we?
I mean, like literally, like words can mean the same thing, and they just happen to be invented. Just really, words.
It's basically just saying smash but without the S. That's what makes it a word.
Dad, why didn't you turn it on in the first place?
Oh, so nice and cool.
Wait,
All right.
This for man is
Yep.
done.
All right. Let's not hit the speaker though.
Equal.
Yep. We know because we're looking at the true axiom of the law.
Don't even think that's all.
Yep.
You haven't picked it still.
I didn't even think about going.
Yeah, it's like you even work that on our words. We always work on saying kind and nice things to the other. We lift all our neighbors up. We speak about them like we speak, about who they are in Jesus. They are loved. They are truly loved, and there's new life. And guess what? The original intention, on the garden, on Eden, was for us to have co-equal, co-power.
Yeah, but that's the actual stories. And so stretched them.
Yeah. And we abdicated our rule because we choose ourselves and we choose creatures over the person who made us in his image.
Why would you make the
Wait.
Bible say not to murder people when we could those names the only way to die is 180?
Well,
Don't take death. Don't take death.
well, if
If you're not going to be able to do that,
if people were able to define, if people like right now we're able to define Tov and Ra, good and bad, good and evil on our own terms.
Yeah, but Jesus wants to do it.
And actually, Yahweh addresses that. It is out of mercy that He doesn't allow us to live forever, while we can define Tov and Ra on our own definition, because that would just be wickedness always being spread. Like, allowing us to die is actually mercy for human race. Because have you just look out and just look at the evil that we cause each other. Like the war at Ukraine is like a good example, and the hope is that
Still going on right now.
yeah, the hope is that Jesus will come back and set things right. But He also then calls us.
It's going right now. Wait.
Yeah, but He calls us to be part of the setting right movement. So you can join in the setting right movement by saying that Jesus is your king.
Alright, think of it like this. Think of like this is the wall between good and evil, okay? Right now it's evil. This is Jesus, okay? Good.
Because he was the only one who was able to look for Jesus for complete wisdom, for complete true definition of Tov and Ra, good and bad.
Yeah. And also, right now it's on evil.
Like a good example is, right now in our society, it is good to get a mass following. But there's multiple times that Jesus actually, like, made it so people didn't want to follow Him because the cost of following Him. The cost of following Jesus requires always to be willing to give up everything. And you have to be willing to give up even your own life. And that's like He did. And He lived an abundant life, and that's the abundant life living. It's giving up property, giving up desires, and heck, even if it means giving up one's life.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is to ruling under the kingdom of Jesus. It's
Wait,
upside up.
You know what I thought this light would go like up like every time I turn it up.
Nice.
Like there's just another all the way to red being like, no, don't turn up to red.
Mm.
And it'll show like a sound like, warning, I power.
When somebody says turn it up, I think of this.
Whenever I think of turn it up, it's like you're listening to a good music. Turn it up!
I think with this. Because it's like turn and put it up.
It's going up. That makes sense.
Okay, I'm ready.
You ready?
Zero, Small's ready. He watch media.
So, first, there was nothing wrong with the Mosaic Law itself. If it had been decided, after lengthy and biblically rooted discussion, that people had been behaving in a way that offended God or oppressed their neighbors, then a decree banning the behavior in question would have been instant and without exception. When Paul says no to incest in 1 Corinthians, he doesn't mean, well, not very much anyway, he means none of that. But saying that the Mosaic Law doesn't apply to Gentiles isn't that kind of thing. Second, it is important to consider the impact that the decision will have on the church as it spreads throughout the larger world. Not least where it will be living side by side, perhaps intermingled with the substantial Jewish communities who will be perplexed by it. What is it? This body which looks very Jewish from one angle but very un-Jewish from the other angles. And so James and the others work out the double principle of no needful circumcision on the one hand and no needless offense on the other. I have to say, having spent half my adult life in the academy and the other half in the church, that this sounds much more like the kind of solution that emerges from real discussions in real churches. Whereas the absolute line of, this is the decision, so that's that, sounds much more like the conclusion reached in a coffee-in-hand seminar room. No needful circumcision. The Gentiles who have believed in Jesus do not have to be circumcised. That is, they do not have to become Jewish in order to become Christians. They are not second-class citizens. They are not in a separate category when it comes to salvation itself. Paul and Peter had got the result they wanted, and nothing was going to change that. The Pharisees could huff and puff, and they continue to do so as we see in Acts 21. But this point stands. But no needless offense. Every city and town in the world had Jewish inhabitants at this time, according to the historian Josephus. So wherever you went, people would be used to hearing what the law of Moses said. And precisely since the Christians claimed that in Jesus as Messiah, the law and the prophets had been fulfilled, and because this claim was always going to be at best puzzling and at worst offensive, the Gentile Christians were to be encouraged not to offer needless slaps in the face to their as yet unbelieving Jewish neighbors. I was saying, like not living in such a way among the local Jewish people where it just like absolutely just makes them aghast. Because they, like the Jewish people at the time, and a lot still today, like make sure there's no blood in their steak or strangled meat. And so even though it is like we do not, like we can have blood in our steak, whatever, but it's like among someone who's bothered by that, like don't do it. It's like there's no reason. Out of love, limit your freedom, so it's not like a deterrent. It would therefore be a great help if they would observe the most obvious point, to keep well away from pagan temples from everything that went on in them. Though the interpretation of the decree remains controversial, it seems most likely that what James had in mind was the actual performance of the various rituals involved in pagan worship, including the drinking of blood, ritual prostitution, and the other orgastic elements. That, even if they were not practiced in all pagan temples and all of the time, or soon to be practiced in at least some temples some of the time. This would have been the most obvious and, to Jews, offensive form of continuing pagan behavior for any Christian to indulge in. And it is hardly asking a great deal for a follower of Jesus Christ to abstain from it. In fact, all this looks strongly like a way of saying something to the Gentile Christians out in the wider world, while really saying something to the Pharisees back home. Look, it's alright, admitting these Gentiles who have believed won't mean a total collapse into idolatry and morality, and needn't result in chaos or church synagogue disputes. It wouldn't be the last time an agreed statement from a church body was designed more to send out signals than to become part of a code of law. There are various puzzles left over after this decision, and we shall look at some of them again in the next section. What impresses me and what I long to see in the church of today and tomorrow is the realism with which the question is addressed, rather than the brittle absolutism that so many might prefer. And if anyone thinks that this is some kind of a compromise, it is not only a compromise which stands here in Scripture itself, but is one which James himself argued on the basis of Scripture. Let the reader understand. That's a very sobering read. Alright. Then the apostles and elders with the whole assembly decided to send people from their number, Judas, Barsabbas, and Silas, men well thought of by the Christian community, to Antioch with Paul and Barnabas. They sent a letter with them, which read as follows: The apostles and elders send greetings to our Gentile brothers and sisters in Antioch, Syria, and Cilicia. Since we have heard that some of our number, not however sent by us, have been saying things which have troubled you, causing you distress of heart, we resolved unanimously that it will be best to send to you men whom we have chosen, together with our beloved Barnabas and Paul, who have risked their lives for the name of the Messiah, the Lord Jesus. So we have sent Judas and Silas, and they will tell you the same things face to face, for it seemed good to the Holy Spirit and to us not to lay any burden on you beyond the following necessary things. They should abstain from what has been sacrificed to idols, from blood, from what has been strangled, and from fornication. If you keep yourself from these, you will do well. Farewell. So they went off and came down to Antioch, where they gathered the people together and presented the letter. When they read it, they were delighted with the message it contained. Judas and Silas, who were themselves prophets, said a good deal to encourage the brothers and sisters, and they gave them strength. When they had spent some time there, they left the family in peace and returned to those who had sent them. But Paul and Barnabas stayed on in Antioch, teaching and preaching the word of the Lord with many others as well. So, they made a decision: you don't have to be more Jewish, become a follower of Jesus. And so then, they sent people from Jerusalem to say, hey, these people are reinforcing our council decision. Alright, parse this. Yet again, in the news, there's a story of a leak from government sources. Official documents may say one thing, but someone whispering round the corner to a friendly journalist has said another. One minister denies that there is a problem, another one is reported as having said we need a public inquiry to find out what's going on. How can you tell? If we think we have problems with all our electronic and print If we think we have problems with our electronic and print media rumbling away all the time, they had a parallel but different problem in the early church. When someone sends a letter, how can you be sure it really did come from them? This was something Paul had to face early on, or if you want to read it like that, it was a problem which a forger cunningly anticipated. In the second letter to the Thessalonians, he suggests that a letter might come from someone, pretending to be him, saying that the day of the Lord had arrived. Don't believe it, he says. Look at my handwriting, and don't trust a letter without it. The question of where something had come from, especially in an apparently official document or edict, was often a problem in the ancient world. For many people, this problem was resolved quite simply. A trusted intermediary would carry the letter and would himself or herself report on the sender's instructions and vouch for the authenticity of the content. Thus Phoebe is sent to Rome with Paul's greatest letter. Tychicus, himself originally from Colossus, is sent there with Colossians, and so on. In the present case with the official letter from James in the Jerusalem church, there was a pressing need to make sure that the letter got through and was properly heard and understood. We know from Galatians that people have been spreading rumors about Paul, that he was really a junior to the Jerusalem apostles, that he had muddled up the message he should have been preaching, that he normally taught that people should be circumcised but had simply missed out that bit of the message when he was in Galatia, and so on. So the reason why they sent people from Jerusalem, not just Paul and Barnabas, they say, hey, Paul is legit. That's why, in that letter, Paul has to spend such a long time explaining his personal movements and his meetings with the Jerusalem apostles, somewhat as Peter in Acts 11 had to give a blow-by-blow account of his visit to Cornelius. It is said that people within the family of the church should be so suspicious of one another as to make this necessary. But if it was so more than once in the first 20 or 30 years of the Christian movement, perhaps we should not be surprised if it has continued that way since. In particular, the message from Jerusalem to Antioch was so important and agreed so strongly with the basic position that Paul had been arguing that it was vital for it not to be misunderstood. The church at Antioch needed to know, beyond all doubt, that Paul had not simply written this letter himself and passed it off as an official document. So James and the others choose 2 of their numbers who will be trusted on all sides. Judas, i.e. Judah, the name of the great royal patriarch, was very common, which is why this Judas is distinguished in verse 22 by his second name, Barsabbas, and Silas. Judas and Silas will add the personal touch to a letter which is frankly a bit stiff and formal, more like a committee report than a personal message, and they will be able to add further teaching to make sure that nobody is in any doubt as to the mind of the church. The document is very clear that Paul and Barnabas, so far from being seen in Jerusalem as troublemakers, are very much persona grata. They are beloved, and they have risked their lives for the name of Jesus. They are not, in other words, to be marginalized or regarded as holding unorthodox opinions. In any case, the opening greeting demonstrates how matters stand. The Gentile believers in Antioch and the surrounding district are brothers and sisters, members, in other words, of the same family as James and the others, even though they have not been circumcised. This already concedes a substantial point at issue. And then comes a disclaimer that people who went to Antioch from Jerusalem may have come from us in the sense that they were part of the Jerusalem church, but we did not send them or commission them to say what they said to you. This seems to correspond directly to the problem mentioned in Galatians. There, Peter, the leading behavior, eating with Gentiles one minute and withdrawing the next, was precipitated by the arrival of some people from James. If the letter was written before the council, Paul would still not have known for sure whether they were saying what James had told them to say, or whether they were simply using his authority to say what they themselves had wanted to say. As Paul puts it sorrowfully, even Barnabas, who had shared so much of his work precisely with Gentile converts, who had seen God's grace at work among Gentiles in Antioch, who had supported Paul through thick and thin, even Barnabas was carried along with his play acting, this putting of a mask of Jewish separation on top of the reality, which was a single fellowship consisting of believing Jews and believing Gentiles united in Christ. The letter then gives the instructions which were mooted in James' speech. Gentile believers are not to be required to undergo circumcision. That is the meaning of the rather vague not to lay any burden on you from the very beginning. It seems official church documents lapse by some kind of exorbitant law into abstractions, and they, the Gentile believers, are requested to make sure that they stay well clear of the main areas in which pagan culture, particularly pagan temples and what went on there, would give offense to Jews, whether believers or not. The final flourish, if you abstain from these, you will do well, could sound a little grudging, but again, it should be understood as official ease. The real meaning is, that's all we ask, and if that's in place, we are delighted and regard you as full members of the family. We should note that this doesn't mean if you find it hard to comply with these, your very salvation is in doubt. But if you cannot comply, it will make things much, much harder for all of us on this side of the fence. The main problem remaining about this apostolic decree is, of course, what happened to it afterwards. Why does Paul never refer to it? For instance, in 1 Corinthians, where it might have seemed not just appropriate but very helpful to him, particularly in chapter 8, part of the answer may be that, as in Galatians, Paul was anxious that believers in churches founded through his ministry should not see him as a kind of second-hand or second-rate emissary from Jerusalem and its leaders. He was a primary apostle in his own right, and nobody should imagine that they could appeal over his head to a higher authority. It is interesting to note how the question of dispersed and centralized authority, which has been a feature of debates in various parts of the church in recent years, was there from the beginning. In addition, Paul's attitude to controversial questions in his churches tended, where possible to be noted, here is the rule which you are to learn and keep. But here is how to think as men and women in Christ. Give a church a rule and you guide them for a day. Teach a church to think and you guide them for a life. So Paul, while urging the Corinthians not to go into pagan temples, does not refer to the decree, there are, of course, other ways of explaining this. For instance, as many think that Luke's chronology is completely inside out, and that the council only took place much later, after most of Paul's letters had already been written. But the way I've approached it seems to me to make good sense historically, in terms of what Paul and Luke actually wrote. One final note. Those with sharp eyes will have spotted that there is no verse 34. The earliest and best manuscripts of the New Testament have the text as we now see it. But there's a puzzle. Luke says, verse 33, that Judas and Silas returned to Jerusalem. But a few verses later, Paul treated Silas as his new companion. So did Silas go back to Jerusalem? Or did he stay in Antioch? There is, of course, no necessary contradiction. Paul was quite capable of sending a message to call Silas back. But at some point, at least two scribes independently decided to tiddy things up, and wrote various things to the effect that Judas only returned to Jerusalem while Silas remained in Antioch. When the New Testament verse numbering was done, this additional material was still in the text people were using. It was called verse 34. All contemporary translations now omit it. Paul and Barnabas are back at base, continuing their work both evangelism of teaching the believers. The major problem has been addressed, discussed, and laid to rest. All seem well, but that is the very moment when we should learn to watch out for fresh storm clouds on the horizon. Alright, we can start. We talked a lot through. Let's play some zombies. Yeah.
Mario will be watching me for right. He'll be watching video games. Well, if I broke the game, it didn't show, so I was like, did I break the game?
That's funny.
If I did, I guess to be kind of surprised. Because it's really hard to break it. Okay. What coin?
Butt corn.
Butter! That's where the butter went.
Oh. So it's at the very splash screen where so what you do is you go to trainer. So to the right. To the right, you're like oh promotion, you're right. My bad. Yep.
Get it now. Get it.
There we go. Maybe one of your some of your zombies might be level 10.
Where you can
I invited you so you can hit Y to join. Go. Alright. You want to do the weekly turf takeover?
Yeah.
You want to do turf takeover or weekly? You just walk through the portal or hold that.
I get this question that's right off here. Oh, but zombies. My favorite acting one.
Zombies.
My favorite guy is a bow.
I think I have to get Vanquish Heroes as a scientist. Come on.
39. No!
We're actually winning. Barely though. I won. We joined a game already happening. No, there's a lot of fighting going on there. Just take him out.
Stupid pirate going.
You get me. You win or lose? But we joined a game that was like already finished pretty much. Well, that game was.
You do ops now.
Is that the wave-based thing?
Yeah.
You want to do that? You want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's just a guinea pig.
You want to go against NPCs,
Yeah.
or do you want to do turf war, where we take over space against other people?
Let's do.
You want to do NPCs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Please, man.
Alright, let's go park.
Yes. Wait, before you go in, not that. I have like one way you can jump.
Oh, see how those are locked? You have to level him up.
I have to attack the block.
Finding best match.
Cactus match.
Alright, while that lets me use the restroom. Going to the table.
Take that, table. I'll protect you while you do that. If we even get into a match.
That guy is probably hungry.
You're hungry?
Yeah.
Maybe like 10 minutes.
Oh.
Not too. We have to play this game. He's in the bathroom. If you're ready, game started.
Okay.
I'll wait for you to pick your character.
It's good to see you back there, Jason.
AQA. And I even knew this. He's like, ah!
It's our beloved.
Can I play Roblox? I don't have to do it.
You can play Roblox, it's fine.
Break the machine. Why do electric eels?
Because they use them for electricity.
Alright.
Oh, you guys are doing guard now?
Yep. Alright. Build all the towers.
There's like rat boxes.
Oh. Just said tycoon, I think my brain just had an aneurysm. Do whatever you want. Just don't do the top left range. Do any of the others because the top left is the weakest of the range.
I did the right.
Yep, there you go.
No, you acorn!
You get so much experience in this mode.
Fire! No healing. No, you sunflower, no. Yeah! Fall back! Ah! Fire! On this side.
We have just the acorn left.
Acorn. I got him.
I get him first.
I got him.
Oh, you.
See?
Darn it. He gets so much coins. We just got 500 coins. It's from that one wave. Oh, can I heal towers? That's cool.
Yeah. You ever knew that?
I did not know that.
Wow.
You tell me, bro.
Please. Okay, you need a bit of help, Gary.
Of course. My guy's good for healing, not so much for damage. But I need it.
Now get Gary. Get these fools out of here. Get out here. Fine, you're out for it. Boy!
Alright. Three tower up.
There's never this one.
And that, yeah, never that one. Actually, go ahead if you want to.
It's kind of good to be a
That's fine. Yeah.
It's not like...
Towers are not that...
How?
Alright, I'm just going to put a healing tower by the base so we could always just top off when we need it.
I also put... Now you! What? You also try this side of you. Dynamited! Oh, we have the big squad, guys! Yeah, the big squad guy, Gary!
Oh yeah, I put a healing.
No! You will, Jim!
My E also hurt. What's that wish? Oh, that's a lot.
Oh, I died.
Be cool.
Can you find
Oh.
me? Yes. Johnny jump chomp. I like the trash can. I didn't start it. Kind of. You go that side, I'll go this side.
Sounds good.
Never knew that those two flowers actually that good. Heck, you need to know.
Your top's up in the path.
Acorn! Acorn candy. The both characters that question. You left it! Watch out, Fury, dynamite!
Oh yeah, I'm covering the table.
I'm helping you! Big eye! Yay! So one more. Acorn! Yeah, build back. He's rat.
Build up, because once it's boss time, we can't build any more towers.
Guys, don't get one.
9 seconds.
Go! Go! Get one!
Alright, is that all of them? Good job. You got them all.
What will be the last
There we
thing?
have.
If it's good, Nico.
Nope.
I'm gonna try. Do it. Where's the boss? Oh, shit! I'm gonna work on it, okay?
Okay.
Because I did so much damage to it. Get out here, you soft valley! I'll need it away from the tower, okay?
No, just fight it, and I'll heal you.
I just make that sound, bro. Second it. Yeah, second it. What is that? Is that mushroom?
Die.
Go! Yeah! Yeah! Boy.
I can't wait to be done with the science. For DPS, reason science.
No, no catch. Yeah.
Or I need help defending the Grave-O-Matic.
Okay.
You. Here, I'll heal you.
I'm level 8. Level 10. Oh, got the big swap man. He's not little. Never mind. I did so much damage to him. I'll focus on the boss to protect it, okay? I'm gonna missile him and he's gonna be out of here. Hiya! Go for a kill shot. CG, sandwich.
Oh my god.
Am I free to help? Can you hear me?
I can't. I got turned into a goat.
Got it!
Wait, come here. Keep you healed. Take him out.
Still got one more and I got it.
I thought I got it. I got it. Ah. But you got out the bosses because you do more deeps than me. Hope I got all my takeouts with the sign.
Still move.
Oh, that's fun. I can. Can you?
Yeah, it's just because you did.
Alright, you want to keep doing this or go to Turf 4 or...
Oh, tier 4.
Okay, sweet.
Let's
Alright,
vanquish it.
return to Giddy Park. But yeah, you definitely. You destroy him. F5.
Guess I have the DPS! What is that game?
It's called Donut Rice. It's called Rat Walking. Rat Walking get paid for it.
Cool.
That was my horrible.
That literally sounds like every simulator. Do this objective. You unlock to be able to do more of that objective. Unlock, you'll be able to get more numbers. Bigger numbers.
That game.
Don't call it dumb. It just, you have to say like, I don't, that does not look like my type of game. You can say that, okay?
It's just weird how you rats wash rats. It looks like you get a trillion cash per rat. Looks like you're getting a trillion cash per rat.
Alright.
You only get the money by putting it into here. Charlie.
Here, again, good.
Well, did it? Alright. See if you could just hop into my already game.
Testy. That guy is a pumpkin rat. And a donut rat.
And a pizza
Alright,
rat.
But that game's funny and kind of boring to me.
Okay.
If I ever played it. Rats I have. Do you have to collect your rats to wash them?
Yep. You have to put all of them. Put them onto this. And then they spit out of the faucet.
That's so weird. Rats go in the faucet.
Alright, so hit tab.
I want to see my update.
Okay. Okay, we got level 10 all on anything?
Almost level 10.
You have to be level 10 to upgrade.
That was catchy. 45%. I think you can turn it and lock. I don't know where that is, though, so I'm gonna have to find it.
Yeah, I'm still learning ninjutsu. Alright, I need a little bit more control. Did really well with this guy on this map last time I played.
Level 10!
Nice.
It's from Hula.
There's a rainbow rat, there's a self rat, there's a sad rat, and there's a water.
Flopper rat, get it. I
I
want to
don't
see
have
it.
enough yet.
How do I go to my...
They're right.
How do I go to my thing so I can get...
You have to look for the promotion guy. So stand on the question mark, Char. That's not him. Stand on the question mark, and it'll highlight everything you can do in the area. Just look around.
Promotion. Yay. Is it promotion?
Yep, promotion. Alright. I need to be healer actually. There's no healers in your area. You need someone to keep up the constant healing.
Bowmaster? I'm spotted. They will. Good. Let's see.
Are you back to so are you able to upgrade him?
Yeah.
Alright, so you have to then equip the talents.
Yeah.
Oh, you did? Nice. What did the talents do?
They have Bowmaster and Critical Tag.
Oh, nice. So that leaves like what? That shouldn't have done 7, right?
Yeah.
That's 7 altogether? Oh, nice. What did they do?
Critical
Earn
Tag
3 attacks and enemies when dealing critical damage. Ooh, nice.
and Bowman.
Faster for short time, but earning. Oh, that's cool.
Told
you
it's
charge-
good.
Yeah.
Are you the pink cactus?
So hit tab. No, I wasn't either of them. And hit look at friends. Then left click mine. Hit join group. Okay, 1 second. Let me. Actually, I'll just quit the kitty park, and then we can roll together again. Okay. You know, we should probably do something to help you make so it doesn't do this anymore. So, wait 1 second. Oh, it's an easy thing. It's making it boil. So hit escape.
I don't need. I mean, everything.
I mean, all the epic gamers do that, Jar. Or let's make it so that you can like easily alt tab to like anything without it going all black. Hey, sweet goo. Oh my gosh, you did this today at school? How was your first day of school?
They opened the door. I was there, and she was like, "I want to stay here."
That sounds like her, alright. Alright, you wanna start turf 4, Char?
Yeah.
Alright, so.
Look at my bow.
Alright, I'm gonna invite you to group. Alright, hit tab. Hit, friends.
I will not
Left click.
quit to like the flopper rat.
Hit join group. There you go. Only Crazy Dave knows what happens. Alright, we might just have to restart again because it must have glitched out.
Corey,
Yeah?
after I unlock the first flopper rat, I'll join you guys.
Alright.
How much money do you need for a flopper rat?
So hit enter. Oh, you probably were already in my game mode. That's silly. Alright. Oh, dude, that's so cool when you fully charge it.
Wait, look at that goes. It's
Gets yeeted.
like this.
The bows yeet.
Wait, look. Wait, you ready?
Nice.
Oh, I got to get that guy.
Make up your character. Have any characters that can be ranked up? Oh wait, I see. Never mind. That's to do that. All right. Friends, you invite to group.
Why?
It doesn't work. That means your session broken, or my session was broken. So now you can join.
I think it was just because I was attacked.
Well, I think also I think what happened, Charlie, is it broke in middle of run, and you tried joining a run of mine, and so it just broke things. All right, now Turkfish over.
Wait, listen, before you go, listen.
I know.
Ready?
Yep. Go.
You both got it at the same time.
I know. Finding the best match.
Matchmaking! Finally!
Searching.
Are you sure that it's finding the best match? Maybe it's finding the worst one. It's just saying that so more people play it.
How dare it lie to me? You will
Maybe it's trying to
suffer my
find
wrath.
the lowest ranked people to put on your team and the highest ranked in front of the enemy. Maybe they're doing that.
And look at the match you have.
Yep, I unlocked the chat rat now.
Does it chat to you?
No, like CHAT. It looks like a buffaloon rat.
Look at my choppy. Yeah,
Bruh.
hey, Drew, you ready for this?
Robbie,
Look.
look at the chat rat face.
Yep. All right, what do we have in our team? So we need Chunky. Should I be Acorn Chunky or Citron Chunky? I'll be Acorn. I'll be Chunky Acorn.
That payload. Oh, I'll find you. Go play it.
Let's stop the payload. Payload.
Nothing good. Give me my cube. Are you ready for this? The big butt. That's why I named it the big corn butt.
Because your big butt not lie. Other brothers can't deny.
Stop right.
You're right, Corey.
You gotta get to expand now.
Alright. It's time to go big numbers.
You mean butt corn? Now, Superman! A butter!
I have a rainbow rat! Yay!
Oh, and you always watch my numbers.
Yeah, you don't know, Corey? Come on, here we go. Hey, Steph. No, wizards!
Ride oak? What? I can ride on top of an oak? What?
How?
You can always do this, I guess. You can just ride on top of another oak as an acorn.
Now you have a new ability.
Do I? Oh, that's cool. Ho, 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 ho. There's a heal ability. Oh, that's beautiful. I was like, wait, it's saying I can ride the oak? What is this witchcraft and wizardry?
It's crafted wizardry. Fire! Fire!
could have 3 of them on there at once.
That's funny.
What the heck?
I'm being a big boy right now.
If you be a big boy, Char, I'll acorn ride you.
Okay.
Or you can acorn ride me.
And I ride my big boy.
There you go. Oh, you should do it near the fight. It's going to take forever for you to get here.
Is that just 2? What button was it, Corey?
I think it was just a. It shows like on top. I think it. I don't know. It wasn't 2. I think it was just F. Ooh. Alright, I'm just gonna get big. Shouldn't do it in the middle. Always do it on the side when you get big.
Where's it say it?
I don't know, dude. I'm biggie. I'm not a smallie.
Smalley! Don't. Smalley said no copyright name.
So I'm like right now, someone's riding me.
Hiya! 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 Get out of here, you dummy!
Alright, I'm riding you, Char. Lead us to victory!
Are you on me? That wasn't me.
Oh, that wasn't you. We won! We won! Oh, okay. Stick your tongue at me. No high fives. That was a fun surprise.
That's the tip. Go again. Fun. Imagine you're in a top 4 and I'm not, but you just joined. If you're Angus,
That's a funny one.
That's always.
because I'm bad.
No, you gotta get the same amount. That means you're perfectly. That means that you're the same skill level as Corey. And you said earlier that he wasn't at the game, so technically you're it.
That makes you.
Now a zombie!
For your favorite. Not. I can finally think. Write him out. Alright. Combat
You
RF.
got TV head and wildflower now.
I just have TV head. I don't have wildflower yet.
Oh, I thought you got him instead.
Okay. Sure. Alright. Oh, I gotta do. Let me respawn. To take out one more person as a scientist. And then can't wait to try him out. Alright. Here, Charlie, I'll keep you alive.
I just keep doing it. FBI, open up!
Oh, watch out. You're right by their spawn. Oh, never mind.
Give me
Oh, yeah, you're right by the spawn. They're gonna hurt. They can just shoot you from there and you can't hurt them. They're over here. Yep, see? We're by their spawn and we got totally hit from the back.
Oh.
That's why we gotta be by the payload. And make sure they don't get close to the payload.
Go, 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 go.
La la la.
Gotta go fast!
La la la.
Gotta go fast, gotta
La, la,
go
la.
fast.
It gotta go real fast, fast!
Gotta become fast.
No corn allowed!
They're finally completed it.
I'm taking that.
I'm reviving you. Oh, never mind.
shit.
That's why
Now I
have to
can
be
finally try Swarm.
And be a big boy.
I mean, change characters. Let's try Swarm. Alright. Place your nest respawn location with a bucket. Control a fast frozen friend who explodes on commands. Toss an explosive overheated dinner that hurts anyone. So I can place a respawn point. That's fun. Okay.
What? EV is just OP?
So,
Use the abilities.
well, first I'm going to make sure when I respawn, make sure my respawn point is super close to the base. Here we go. I'm just a little Yeti, galanoosh, galanoosh.
What's easiest?
I can throw a frozen dinner. Respawn, 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 respawn. Thanks for reminding me. What? Oh. You learn how to do this.
Yeah.
I'm so close. I just need to hit me.
Nice, Char.
Up, I'm dead.
Oh, respawn a beacon. There we go.
Get wrecked, get wrecked. That's what you said. Wow!
Darn it.
I mean, pirate captain.
I'm winning this guy. I mean, I'm still getting used to him, but I can see his the fact that you can control his spawn too is pretty nice. No, yeah, I can. I have to hit C. I figured out what I need to do.
Like, after you die, you need to hit C?
Mm-hmm.
Give me enough money to get the flopper. Yes, I'm gonna get it. I got the flopper rat. Where is it? It's going to come down. Let's see the flopper rat.
Oh my.
There it is. The flopper rat.
Is it a flopper face?
Yup.
If I was giving like a rat with a flopper face on it.
Ha.
Hiya! He's so now.
Man, we just getting wrecked by these plants. Dude, we're getting wrecked. Alright, now we gotta defend the cheese cannon. Mmm, cheese. Oh, this part? Oh gosh. Alright, but now we gotta be super aggressive.
You guys have to defend it.
Oh, not, okay.
Actually, they have to defend it.
Oh, it's not it. Wait, what is our team makeup? Where are we faulting? My good old classic.
You turned in too late!
Okay, this is sniper time, so I'm gonna go B.
Alright.
Alright, yeah.
You're so good! Be careful, it's plant. Nope, nope, nope.
No, someone else got him.
Looking to buy wildflower boys.
I mean,
Stupid!
Yeah. I want to hook up the sensitivity a ton and play your first match with it, and I'll
nice.
Wow! Stupid coin!
Oh,
Go behind!
easy. Man, we destroyed them last game, but that game, that was a rough game. Our drill! No! Our cheese! Not the cheese! Huh? Yeah.
The sunflower just like went.
Yeah.
Wee. The rose and the nightcap wrecked me.
That was a rough game for me. Don't even want to look at my score.
Continue!
It's nice.
Buy plants, gain XP, and do vanquishes with my sunbeam using sun power.
Yeah, I need to upgrade his Bowmaster. One. I see. We have to break through. Feel like.
I got it.
Yeah, we have to bust through Mr. Turk. There's a guy doing the. This is the one map that when I was zombies that I like hold the bay with the bouncer guy. So we have to push through that. No, you can't. Oh, it's completely surrounded by zombies.
Not for long.
This one's really hard if you're plants. I remember like.
Can I ride on top of you?
Control that.
Whenever I get super low, then come to me. I need you to be a piece of this.
That was my last view. Go run now. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
get down by the boat.
I'm down too.
Don't worry about rushing us.
Nope. None of you getting to this.
Alright.
Hiya! I'll be the. Oh, I'm at A help. But I got him. Next! I'm flowing next.
Dang it. Yeah.
Where are you? You're up there.
Yeah, you can. Hiya! Now you starting to. Yeah, fall back! Fall back! Oh yeah!
Katie's after hero behind. Not anymore.
Hiya! Oh crap! Oh crap! Oh crap!
Holy cow, everybody's low. No, Mama.
Oh, darn it. I just got wrecked. Don't. There's a lot of them. You're probably best to just respawn.
Oh my god. For a stupid giant. Giant kid.
Don't worry, guys, we're still waiting. Got blew up by the frozen dinner from TV's head.
Yeah.
Hey, Charlie, come back here fast. Come back, fall back. Hey, over here, Charlie. Over here.
I'm healing. Woo! Oh yeah! I kinda need healing, Jason. I just died. My orange killed him.
And I got... need healings on me when I play that guy. Are you still heals there, Jason? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hiya!
Okay.
Hey, I'm doing regular.
Oh. Alright.
Don't play nuts!
No, I'm down.
You're losing us now.
Corey, since we decided on like 2 something else.
No, res me. There's a lot back there. Alright, I need to start playing cautiously.
Here, Charlie.
Actually...
Go in, let's go in.
Yeah! Fall back! You scared? Huh? Yeah! Yeah! Are you
Owie.
scared?
I'm dead.
I just died by stupid engineer.
I don't see who you are. I'm too far up.
I just responded. Whee!
Be healed.
From pig.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
I silly goosed it. I thought...
I can get you, Corey. Don't worry.
Thank you. This double revive sunflower is OP.
Go watch it. Hiya! Oh, I just got dancing. Acorn, go! Go!
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we gotta take the battery back. He has it. Protect him.
Get out of here.
Got Got 1 battery. 2. Got cars through the smoke.
So good. I'll keep eating it. Hiya! Ivy! Oh yeah! Ah!
I got a battery.
Go!
I'm gonna die. I died. Guys, pick up the battery.
We only have 10 seconds.
No, we have 4. Oh, I see. Just for the battery. I see.
Darren. Go.
Yes. Go. Now.
Thank you.
This is trying to spawn camp you guys from behind.
I'll go big on him. Go big.
Go big or go home.
Yeah, that's just saying movies. I'm going big, okay? I'm going to bad boy mode.
Ow. Oh, crap.
Yeah! Go away! How did he hit me?
Yes, we won.
Did we win?
Yes,
That's
because we
game?
still have like 4 minutes left minutes. That's the one.
Go up, spaceship. I guess we stopped. Did we save the tourist trap? Is that what happened?
And the bus going on it.
Oh, wait, the zombies are trying to escape on the ship. And we have to steal the batteries from the ship so when they get on it, it goes up into the air a little bit and then it crashes because we took the batteries.
Makes sense.
Then they all die and we win.
Oh look,
Got on?
I got a toppy. I had a highest objective score.
Go bean peas. That's going to send you. Hey, baby.
I think we get around the same. It's just if you get a team best, you get a little more.
I still got everything we wanted to.
First gonna die a lot.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe it depends on.
So, Charlie, it's if you want to make this full screen.
I don't need it.
Oh, you don't need it? Alright, go alt enter. If you ever need it. Feel like
It's already full.
no, like this. There you go. This time you have full screen. Keep practicing Swarm Guy.
Okay, so after this wave or after this game, I'll be able to get it.
Oh, wait, Swarm. Oh, I see. They work together in numbers.
Huh?
The Swarm Guy, they work together. They work better in numbers. I'm getting this now.
They do better?
I think so. Because I see it's like the acorns where you see the little the marker. Has a little chain marker.
I'm gonna be superhero.
Cool.
I need healing!
death trap. There's too many there.
Don't worry, I got this, guys. There's one elimination, and now I need to run, otherwise I'm so dead.
I don't know. I feel like other people need to be swarmed for a swarm to work.
I'm dead.
People gotta literally swarm them.
I just dropped for that sun.
Yeah, there's like no one being swarmed, so it's best if I don't be swarmed. Actually, I'll switch out.
But you had it.
Okay.
But you had Sean.
I did. There's no one else being swarmed. I'll be football guy. We need more people who can just
Heal.
yeah shield up, hold the position.
I think I got flesh.
Alright, I took out like 5 people before I went.
Is it this one?
Yes. There's my top behind. There's a ton of damage.
Yep, that sounds like a nightcap.
Oh yeah, and apparently, when he used his ability that like makes you hide, when you're inside of it,
You're inside the bubble, you're also invisible, yeah.
no, like you get stuck in it. You can't get out.
Help, dude. Yelling help.
I'm at 7 health. Oh, we got a kill.
Just kicking that thing and just so wait, I'll do it again. Just so funny looking.
Can you make noises?
Yeah.
Holy cow, I just thought you'd eat it.
Let's do it.
Let me find a.
That chapter's on a really good chapter.
Alright.
Let's try me guys.
Oh, you got me? Alright, be careful, there's a nightcap there. Woohoo!
Oh my god! He was right in there.
God. Be careful, there's a lot there.
They're so bad to me, not fully.
It says they're so bad. I just did a ton of damage to that.
Alright, we're gonna get CC'd. Yep. Chomper and me. I didn't have any heals. Sure. Oh, I got bit. I got bit. Bit.
Bit as in Bitcoin. Bro, who wants some Bitcoin?
How far can I yeet this guy? I'm really curious. Alright. Put! Okay, it drops pretty low. Okay.
Whenever your hand, don't rush it.
That Chomper, I keep getting chomped. It makes you unrevivable when it chomps you. Good to know.
Owie.
One!
Oh, nice.
Woohoo! Alright, we're dipping in 9 minutes, just FYI. We will escape.
This will be like a final round. If we're plants, then I'm going to be able to try out the new wildflower.
The screen just turned gray. Literally, the screen just turned gray. That like the thing that Dolphin spawned? I'm not joking.
That is so perfectly all 5K. That's like 4,999. Oh my god! Look at my coins.
Nice. You have,
So perfect.
you have enough for...
I know.
Is that what you're buying? Are you buying the...
Wallflower, yes.
Nice.
Oh my god. That was just barely on the edge of getting it.
So what are we? Are we zombies? Oh, zombies.
What?
The screen just turned gray when I was right there. I don't know what
Oh.
Can you look it up?
Is it okay if I turn to Corey? We both try?
You have you get the same rule for Charlie can apply to you. You can switch teams once.
I'm only gonna do that and then come straight back.
Okay.
Because I need to buy one.
Yep.
What's this?
Good.
Got
You
it.
can add an update.
Is
I
it?
got wildflower!
No, look. I would have to wait for a show. Watch. It's insane.
I got wildflower, Corey.
Nice.
Look. No, wait.
Here,
Come on,
show.
show.
Stand back.
Look. It's heating up. Look at the bell. It just heated up. I don't know what that means. Is this like a new update? Let's do it. Can I look real quick? I'll tell you. Oh, that's pretty different. Okay.
It's like long range thing for super brain. It's so much better.
that water?
Uh-huh.
It's just sliding up.
Rushing in! That was a terrible idea.
You now know what this means, but I think I added an update. I think I actually added an update. We get to update 5. Update 5. Then update 3.
Nice.
Okay, I almost
Not
got it.
joking.
Ow, I'm down.
Yeah, I like to get out, please.
About what, dude?
I spell what? Walk?
What?
Walk?
No way. What? Oh, you
You want to look at the the update, Charlie? It's literally on the Roblox. So look at Grand Piece Line right there. It's going to be on Roblox. They always have.
Hold on, Corey, I can res you.
Oh, there you go.
I got you, Corey. Corey. 100.
Yes, dude.
new mini.
Corey, I can res you again.
Yes, it's surprising. What?
We're playing with PvP. You can revive.
Not in the land of PVZ. It's a land with its own fictional code.
This is literally a new island, good. New bosses, new items. What? Get to a new slot. They gone. Look, Knight's Gauntlet. Oh! Johnny, that's Elmer? Huh? Good.
Yeah, dude. Like, here's the thing.
Knight's gone.
I don't care.
They're going white down right now. Right this instant. There's a new update. I don't even care if there's an update. Ow. Dragon Free Rewards.
He's like up there, up on top.
What the flip is going on?
Yeah, that's game. Good job, Clancy. 1, and we have 2 minutes. We got it.
Yeah.
The new there's an update. Wait. And the scene, is there a new ability?
No, so new stuff is always going to be new bosses with new items with those. Like the old is left behind. Neptune's forgotten.
So good right now.
It's good for where you're at, but it's probably where like the other place you're at, there's going to be a lot better.
Wait, I can't believe they added
We can do it with one. Oh, actually, we got a dip. I'm gonna go around the kitty park. See if I have anything.
Here, because I want to try out wildflower.
Wait, what? Wait, hang on a second. Is there new fruits? Please tell.
There is.
Mythical! What did they add? New epic type of rarity, bro.
Science. I love this. This is. Look at the new skin I got for the zombie. The Thruster Thumper helm. Prepare for wave.
Didn't know. Wait, what's this new fruits? What's these new fruits for it?
Eh.
Oh, you got green peas.
I really don't care about Grand Pieces. Again, it's a copy of an anime that I've watched. And so,
Hey, Corey.
that's how I feel.
Corey, look at the chopper skin I got.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I would have bought it if I got that. Although you have way more practice.
I'm gonna, if I have time, I'm gonna say. Of
Corey.
course,
We don't have time. It's literally 5:01 now, so we got to dip.
Corey.
All right, guys.
Just letting you know.
Catch me on probably later tonight. You guys have a good one.
updates.
Just letting you know. Wildflower is basically